Hey, class of 2020. We are so glad to be chatting with you today concerning our University 101 lesson. You know, it's a little bit different, but we want to make sure to give you all the information that you're going to need in order to make an informed decision on which school to attend in the fall. I'm Mrs. Gardner, and I have Mr. Carmona here as well, and then we'll be available to answer any questions that you may have. At the end, we'll have a place where you're able to set up individual appointments with us. First things first, congratulations on all of your hard work and getting accepted into a four-year university. You have worked for this all 4 years of high school and probably even before that. So first off, congratulations. It's amazing. But that means that we do have to consider some things before making that final decision. You may have been accepted into multiple schools, and the most important thing is looking at that financial aid award letter and seeing which school is kind of giving you the best bang for your buck. Don't accept one offer until you have reviewed that financial aid letter. It is going to be in your student portal, so it's so important that you're checking your college portals at least a few times a week to make sure that everything's in place. You also want to consider the program or major that you were accepted into. You don't want to attend a school where you were accepted as an engineering major, but you want to study pre-med. So it's important to see which school accepted you for the major that you are interested in taking. Also considering location. Do you want to be far from home? Do you want to live on campus? Do you want to live off campus? So it's important to consider where that school is located. Are you ready to move across the state to Michigan and attend Michigan State University? It's all up to you. But what we know right now is that that decision must be made before or on May 1st. We call this the intent to register, or your SIR. Now, of course, with everything going on with the coronavirus, some things may change and you may get an extension, but as of right now, we know that May 1st is that deadline. So again, check your portals and your personal emails. You'll get all the information from your schools in there. Financial aid. This is a huge factor in deciding where you're going to be attending. We want you guys to compare apples to apples, and we're going to teach you, actually Mr. Carmona is going to go over how to calculate that net cost and what that actually means. You must accept to receive your awards in your student portal, and it's important to check your portal for any to-do lists or holds that you may have. Some things that they may ask for are some schools ask for some type of an orientation to be complete, testing that needs to get done, or even you may be part of an early start program. They may ask for verification of household, a copy of your taxes, or any missing documents that could affect your financial aid. So if you didn't get a financial aid package, there must be a hold on something. So it's important to check that out, and you can always email a school counselor if you have any questions on that. I'm going to hand it off to Mr. Carmona to go over what the heck net cost is.
Hey folks, so net cost is something we haven't really explained before. So when you're looking at the net cost, the first thing you want to look at is the cost of attendance, and we'll go into detail in a little bit. What are some of the things you need to look for a cost of attendance? If you look on a school's website, they'll tell you this school costs $15,000 to go there, and that's pretty much it. They don't really go into detail on what each specific item that you're going to be you have to pay for. Well, you're going to take the cost of attendance and you're going to subtract the gift aid. Gift aid is any free money that you're going to receive through your financial aid. So that means any grants, Cal grants, Pell grants, any specific school grants that the school might give you, and any scholarships. This is not taking into consideration loans, work study, or any other type of financial aid. This is just the free money that you're going to be getting. You're going to subtract those two, and that's the net cost. Net cost is after you take out your financial aid, that free money, then you're going to have to, you're still going to owe money. So how are you going to pay for that net cost? How are you going to pay for the remaining balance of the cost for you going to school? And we're going to go take a look at different financial aid award letters And then after this, there's going to be a separate video on how to really calculate and look into um, through everything. And there's going to be a handout that we're going to be sending to you through our Google Classroom and email on how to like go into each different school. So this is a financial aid award letter that a student might get possibly from a Cal State. Again, each school might look a little bit different but for example, this is from Cal State San Bernardino. And on top, it's kind of the sticker price. That's what we call the sticker price, right? So if you're going to be commuting, in total, you're going to be paying about $15,000 to $16,000. If you're going to be living on campus, that's going to jump up to $23,000. So this is what they tell you the sticker price is to attend to that school. But when you really look into it, there's some things that can be adjusted to save you some money when you are looking at the specific school. So for example, tuition for Cal State San Bernardino, that's across the board. That's not going to change. Every student has to pay for tuition. Books, they tell you books is about $18,100. So this is where you can save some cash, right? You can rent your books, you can borrow books, you can buy them online, you can find some online, where you can save some money. So that cost for books might be a little bit lower and not the $1,800. Food and housing is also where you can bargain hunt. If you are looking at dorming on campus, you can dorm with another student, two other students, three other students. And obviously, the more students are in a room, the cheaper it might be for you. So if that's something you might want to look into, again, more students, less money. On the flip side of that, if housing, it's going to be your food. Meal plans vary campus to campus. Some of them might offer meals 7 days a week. Some of them might offer 5 days a week. Some of them might be on a point system. Some of them might be every time you swipe your card system. So each of them might be a little bit different. Obviously, less meals if you only eat in the afternoon and not in the morning because you don't wake up early. That's something where you can possibly save some money on that too. So that's something you would need to look at specifically for housing at each campus's website. And they'll give you the rates for dorming itself and for the meal plan. Transportation, obviously, if you're going to be commuting, that's where you might spend a little bit more money. But if you're going to be on campus, that's pretty much going to be relatively low because you'll be going anywhere on campus for free with your ID. And then any other materials you might need, shampoo, toothpaste, those kind of things, you could adjust that depending on if you're living on campus or living at home. So at the end of the day, they might tell you it's $23,000, but once you adjust everything, you look at your dorming, meals, everything, it might be $16,000, which might be a little bit more affordable when you look at your financial aid. So, really look into the details of it and not just what the university tells you on the website or people tell you. So the sticker price for this school is $23,000, but the coupon price when you look into everything might be $16,000, for example. So keep that in mind. And then on the bottom of that is the financial aid package for this student going to Cal State San Bernardino. So in total, they're offered $24,000 in financial aid total. But obviously in free money, they're getting $13,000 in free money, which is for sure stuff you want to accept. Grants, any work study, state university grants, money that the school gives you, Cal grants, Pell grants, that's all free money that you do for sure want to accept. Loans, we'll talk about that in a little bit, but it's important to maybe not decline to get loans because you might be able to get those loans a little bit later on in the semester or the year if you wish to get them after the fact. So this is one example of a financial aid letter and kind of the details of what you want to look for when it comes to tuition, books, food and housing, transportation, personal items, and then the total price. This is an example of a student going to UC. So again, the top is estimated what the school tells you how much is going to cost to go there. Again, we kind of already went into detail on what you want to look to kind of bargain hunt for the pricing. The middle section is the free money that they're getting. So they're getting about $21,000 in free money, which is a Pell Grant, Cal Grant, and the UC San Diego is giving the student a specific grant. At the end of the day, they're going to have to pay for about $10,000 for the full year and then they also have an option on work study and loans in the bottom. So this is what a UC financial aid letter might look like on your portal. The Cal State, this is for Cal State Fullerton. Again, on the left, it's an award summary, so how much money they'll be getting for the full year. And then on the right, they split it up into fall and spring, so by term. But again, free money is what you really want to accept right away. Take into that and take that into account for the cost of attendance, and then discuss loans and other financial aid. So when we go into how to meet that other financial aid, so after you take all the grants, all the scholarships, what are some other things you can use? So again, you can continue applying for scholarships. Um, you can look on our website, the link in our Google Classroom for scholarships. Any savings, if you're currently working and save money, you could use that obviously to pay. You could work on campus at a university. You can work now. You can work in the summer before you start university or college, and to save some of that money to pay. You can work, again, work study is when you work on campus for a certain amount of hours a week. And then you could also go into loans, which we'll go into a little bit. And Miss Garner is going to go over loans um, and the difference between subsidized and unsubsidized.
Perfect. Thank you, Mr. Carmona. Yes, the one thing that, students don't want to hear are loans or having money that you have to pay back once you're done with school. Consider loans an investment, right? You are investing in your future. Yes, we all have to take money out. I'm still paying. Mr. Carmona is still paying, but it is an investment. Very likely for students planning to live on campus. So if you are planning to live on campus, you may need to take out that loan if you haven't been saving up for a long time. So just kind of wrap your head around that. And then you won't, if you take a subsidized loan out, you won't have to repay that until 6 months after you graduate from your four-year university. So again, the difference between subsidized versus unsubsidized is that subsidized, there is no interest until after graduation, where unsubsidized is accruing that that interest, so you'll have to pay a little bit more. So always subsidize first, and then if you have to, the unsubsidized. Federal loans also have lower interest rates and multiple repayment plans to choose from, so this could also be an option for you. Moving into room and board, almost all colleges are divided by gender and have a resident advisor who's in charge of supervision, whether that's for that floor or for that whole building. Every school is a little bit different. Housing application deadlines vary per school, so we're not able to give you, like we did that May 1st deadline for the senior intent to register. Most of them are in late April or very early May, but again, depending on when those colleges are going to reopen again due to the coronavirus. Now, they do usually ask for a non-refundable deposit, so make sure that you are ready to pay and you are making that commitment that you will be attending that school. That deposit is non-refundable. Now, that is also, let's say, again, we don't know what the universities are going to do about second semester yet with grades. Let's say you got a D in English 4 and you are not A through G anymore, and your school decides to rescind your acceptance. That deposit for room and board is non-refundable. You must compare your room and roommate options and meal plans, just like Mr. Carmona was talking about earlier. Do you want more people in your rooms for a less price? Do you like a community bathroom where everybody on the floor is using the same bathroom? And then also consider being a resident advisor after your first year for free room and board. Now we're going to be moving into part 2 of our University 101.